Today we're making rice paper bites 3 ways. We're making little bowls. You can tell, so when I drop it, I put my tongs in the middle so that it curves up around it to make a little bowl, because this is what's going to hold all of our ingredients later. Super fun. Alright, so we are doing rice paper bites 3 different ways. We have a sweet chili oil, we have a pad thai, and then a poke bowl bite. So I've got all my ingredients laid out. You've already seen how I fried these little rice paper bowls. So that's going to be our display for the rice paper wraps. And then I've got a fillet of mackerel here that I'm going to cube up, and that's what we're going to put in our marinades. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to cube this up. So typically when I do raw dishes, I do like to get rid of the bloodline completely because it does have a stronger flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. There we go. Get rid of that. This mackerel was speared. It is one of my favorite ways to get our fish sustainably. It is probably the most sustainable way to fish for your catch. And veganism, if you didn't know already, it's plant-based. So it's a plant-based diet with sustainable seafood. So that is what most of my recipes are. They're going to be vegan-based with plant-based alternatives. So for this recipe, for instance, you could easily, instead of using a fish or this mackerel here, you could go ahead and use hearts of palm. So you could take that, you could put it in the same marinade, cut it up into smaller pieces, stick it in the same marinades that I've done, and it will be absolutely delicious. Once we get this all cubed up, we're going to split it into 3, and we're going to start to marinate it. So I've got my marinades right over here. From left to right, you're going to have the poke marinade, and then you're going to have the pad thai and the sweet chili oil. So this is an equal mixture of soy sauce and tamari, and then I'm also going to put some sesame seeds in there as well. So I'm just going to pop this open. Add some sesame. And this is something you could do while you're chopping your veggies. So you could do this first, let that sit for a second, and then you can chop all of your veggies up. All right, great. So soy sauce, tamari, a little bit of sesame seed for the poke bites. Okay, next is going to be our pad thai. So I'm going to take our mackerel here. The pad thai marinade is a mix of a peanut sauce as well as a soy sauce. So a little bit sweeter. And then our third is going to be the sweet chili oil. And so that one is actually a mix of soy sauce and a sweet and sour sauce. So you're going to marinate your fish in that, and the chili oil is going to come later on. Really popular ingredient right now. Okay, beautiful. Those all look great. All right, now it's time to assemble. We're going to take about 2/3 of our rice paper bowls, and we're going to fill them with our rice paper noodles. So you just want a small bit in each one. And this is going to be the basis for the poke bites and then also the pad thai. So you can just sort of plop that in there like that. You can also marinate these if you'd like prior. So if you want a little bit more flavor, you can toss them in some soy sauce if you'd like, or anything. Also like a sweet chili oil would be fine. For the poke bites, what we're going to need is we've got avocado, cucumber, our marinated mackerel that is in the soy sauce and the tamari, seaweed salad, and then we have a Furikake mix, which is nori, and it's mixed with a bit of sesame seeds. So that's going to be our topping for those. First things first, we want to take a little bit of our seaweed salad. We're going to use about 5 of these bites. So we just want to place a bit on each. This is a really beautiful seaweed salad. Look how pretty that is next to it. Purple. I get mine on Amazon. It's dehydrated and then I just rehydrate it. But you could absolutely find it at like a local Asian market if you have one nearby, or order it online. This purple, look how pretty that is. Love it. Okay, that looks great. All right, then let's put a bit of cucumber on those. Really, really nice app to put out. An easy one to pick up as well. Don't need any utensils for it. Let's take our avocado, put a few cubes of that on each one. And then the star of the show, which is our mackerel. Okay. Try to drain off a bit of the excess before putting it on here. The rice paper is pretty fragile, so you want to have a bit of a drier fish going on top. You don't want it to be too saucy. Perfect. All right. Okay, so we've got all of our fish on there, so now we're going to do our topping. And that is going to be a little bit of this furikake. I'm just going to pour some out into my hand, like that. You can also just shred up a bit of nori if you want to do that, and just sprinkle that right on top. This is also really a necessary step if you are going to veganize this and use something like hearts of palm. You want that bit of nori on there to give the flavor of the sea. Beautiful. When we're done prepping all of these, I'm also going to top that with a tiny bit of spicy mayo, but I'm not going to put that on until I'm ready to serve. Next one we're going to move on to is our pad thai bites. So I have my mackerel soaking again in the peanut sauce with a little bit of soy sauce, so that's already ready to go. We're going to go ahead and top the other 5 little rice paper bowls that I have with a bit of carrot, some sweet pepper, a bit of avocado, chives, and then we're going to take our mackerel in peanut and soy sauce and put that right on top. Okay, beautiful. And then the last thing that we're going to do with these as well is I am going to top them with a bit of crushed peanuts, but again, that will be right before I serve, so we'll do that very last. Last but not least, we have our sweet chili oil bites. So those are going to be a lot of cucumber. These are just veggie based with the fish, of course. I'm sorry, so they don't have any rice noodles in them. So the rest of your cucumber can go in there. Okay, and you can stop right there and then put the fish on if you'd like, or if you do have some leftover veg, you can also just throw that on there too. So I think I'm going to take the rest of this avocado and just put some of that on there. Now we'll do our fish. Okay, so I have mackerel again in the sweet and sour and soy sauce combo. Great recipe to do when you've gotten back from your fishing trip, got a nice mackerel on the line, and you can throw this together when you get home. Okay? We're going to go ahead and garnish all of these with one last little thing, and then they're going to be ready to serve. So on the end, our chili oil ones here, we're actually going to put a nice big dollop of chili oil on each one and give each one a nice big spoonful of it. So we've got our pad thai bites. We're going to top those with some chopped peanuts. So I've got just a little handful of peanuts here. I'm just going to crush them up. You can chop them, crush them, whatever. Just for a nice little garnish and a bit of crunch. Alright. I just like things to be simple, fresh, fast. Exactly what this dish is. And our poke bites. I've got a little bit of bean mayo here and then some sriracha. Just a real quick spicy mayo. Give each one of these guys a little dollop here. I think all of these bites as well would be great like standalone poke bowls. So you could absolutely just add a bit of rice to a bowl, do a bit larger portions. It'd be a great lunch. So there you have it, rice paper bites 3 ways, a perfect, fresh, fun summer appetizer for when you get off the boat.